Okay, welcome to chapter 8 of my Prusa 3D printer assembly. We are on electronics assembly. Okay, welcome to chapter 8. We are on electronics assembly. It's supposed to be the last chapter, so hopefully this will be a good one. Alright, let's follow up and get my NC door, part 1. Got a box for chapter 8 for my electronics and a bag for chapter 8 for my plastic pieces. So there's two pieces. I'm using the smaller one. It's called A9 on it. So you can't really tell, but it says A9 there. And these two little pieces. Okay, this little piece has to go into that little hole right there. At least they're doing it before everything else is assembled in an uncomfortable position. These are the two little pieces that I need. Not the ones that I showed before. Pretty much identical. Like that. And I need to put my M3s into here. And both. Now this bottom one needs to go into this hole here on the bottom. Okay, the screw is installed. I haven't tightened it all the way. I'm going to leave it not super tight because it's been printed, but tight enough so it's not going to move. Now I have to install my door. A little bit dirty in here. That's on. And now we insert the top piece. Okay. The door moves. Doesn't fall out. My last sleeve and a zip tie. Again, my sleeve is melted together, so I have to rip it open a little bit. I'm gonna have to cut through it again. Oh, I got it. And it says the sleeve is shorter than my cable, which is true. Alright, sleeve is on. Alright, so I have to attach a zip tie here. It says it's for temporary right now while I install my NC case, but I can leave it installed later. So it looks like from the diagram, I'm going to have my cable run through this way and tied up here at the back. And the front door here. Okay, we need 6 M10s. They're all M10s in this package, so we should be okay. So I've got 8 washers in total, 8 nuts in total. I also need this NC Rambo, but I'm going to leave it wrapped up until I absolutely need it because I don't want to break anything before I do that. So the instructions for this bag say that this will already be opened before I get it. And it looks like the anti-static bag inside is opened. But let's do a quick check because they say they're all tested beforehand, and so it has indeed been opened, so that's okay. But I'm just going to wrap it up and keep it safe here. And now it's telling me I need to locate my sticker, which I have right over here. I'm not totally sure why, but I need to find it, so it's been found. There's some sort of a mini computer here, and if we plan on using it, I can pull out the back of the frame so that we can have access to it. I don't know what it is. So for this back of the case here, it's telling me that this is a maintenance opening for the RPI0W, and that if I intend to use the mini computer, or this mini computer, I can carefully cut up this piece of plastic. I don't know what that means. I don't know what this mini computer is, and I don't know if I'm going to use it. So for now, I guess I'm going to leave it on, but I'm not totally sure, so I don't know what to do. I leave it on and see what happens next. So I went back to the Prusa website and read about this here, and I read about 7 screens of gibberish. And so I'm guessing that I'm not installing that piece because I don't think I have it and I don't know what it would do. So for now I'll leave this in, and one day if I'm understanding enough I'll consider adding more, but for now we'll go with the base of what's included here. Okay, I have to add 4 square nuts into 4 holes, right? Nope. So 2 square nuts here and here. 1 here, and 1 here, and 1 here. So hopefully we can get these to go in easily. Nope, already it is. Four in. Whew. Already on step 11. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these guys go in here. Okay. I'm going to pull up my board. According to the diagram, it's going in like this. This last one here is going to be tricky to get in. If I could get a better angle. So I've got to get the screw into there. So it's a little bit tight fit, but let's give her a go. Okay. All screwed in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to try not to break that. We have this hole here and this hole here that we need to attach my M3s into again. And we just want to do 3 to 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before mounting the X base to the frame, take the cable from the X motor, see the yellow label, and plug in the NC. So my X motor I'm going to plug you in somewhere here. My diagram. This here is the X port, let's call it, where I'm going to be putting my X cable for my X axis, and I'm going to string my cable through here into this little channel to pull the cable through. So click and into the slot. Okay. And now these little holes here and here are my slots for my screws, which are already in the frame. So now, which way is up? It's gonna be up like this. So this goes to the channel and we attach it onto here. It's not looking so good. Okay. Alright. So now my cable is sitting in here. Slide the base on the M3s and align it with the X-axis of the frame. So I just did that. So that's aligned. And now, so it's telling me that this one here that's tightened has to be tightened through this top slot. So let's see if I can get a better angle here. As I shoot blindly. And the second one, too many cables here. Is way right under here. And I gotta tighten this one as well. Step 14 done. Okay, so it's telling me to turn my printer on to my SB user. I'm not sure this is gonna work because it's not flat here. But let's give it a go. Okay, so there's a little hole right here next to my X-axis, Z-axis motor. I need to put a twist tie in there to hold this cable in line. Yeah. Two holes there. Am I doing both holes or just one hole? So I'm going through both holes somehow. I don't get this. Okay. So they want me to zip tie my cable around the front and the back of this cable. So before I go too far, so hopefully you can see here, I've gone in the bottom side of the hole and I'm coming back to the top side, and I'm going to have the cable from my motor go weaving through the zip tie, so it's going to come out from my motor over the frame and then back through the zip tie. So when I zip it in, it's going to be just a little bit of an edge here of the cable left. Wish me luck. Okay. And of course, don't over tighten, which who knows what that means. So, can I cut that wire now? Let's go with yes. We're gonna cut it and hopefully nothing else. Alright, nothing else got cut, hopefully. So now, here I've got 2 more holes where I'm going to string some more zip ties through. So I'm going to go like this. All of these cables are going to tie into here. And again, we don't want to over tighten. Alright. Now we have another hole here and here for 2 more zip ties. Oh, and now we get to pull in this guy into our bundle. So we get to pull our Y-axis motor, and it's going to go in below the zip tie before it goes in. Too many cables. Just so if you're curious, the motor cables have labels on them, so later hopefully we'll be able to figure out which ones are going where. You're going underneath. So all of my cables, including my Y-axis motor, now are in this bundle. And again, tighten, but not too much. All right. Oh, I need to cut this zip tie here. All right, so now we're coming to my CPU. Gonna untie these cables that have been a pain in my side for a while. Now they have to go in right here under my extruder parts. Alright, so we've got you in. Now you want to come through here, like so. So I want to somehow carefully wrap you around the frame. No idea what that means, but let's do it. This cable needs to go behind this bundle, and this bundle is going to come up here and tie itself into these 2 holes that we can no longer see right here with more zip ties. And we are not attaching this cable into my zip tie, so probably would have been beneficial to install this before I tried pulling the cable around. Okay. All right. My CPU cable is not installed, it's just behind. So now we're ready to cut you without cutting anything else. All right. So again, up here on the we've got 2 holes here for 2 more zip ties, 1 more zip tie to go through to manage my Z-axis motor number 2, and it's going to be done the same way as it was down below. Zip tie goes through the bottom and through the top. Through the top. Okay. For now, this cable only goes the one way. All right. This cable goes through the zip tie at the bottom. Then my big pile of cables gets shoved in there too, on top, and we zip tie it. CPU cable, all my other cables in, zip tied. It's not very tight, maybe too tight, I don't know. Okay, so my cables are organized. I don't think I'm too tight here. Everything is snug. So time to cut this last bit here. So we're an hour and a half in, and we're about to start step 22. Extruder cable clip with the notch through it, and the headbed clip, which is flat on the front, and 4 screws. So the headbed clip has a groove running through it, and we want to use that to install here on. Attach it to this like so. So I can get it to work, line up. I'm gonna line it up like this, and I believe it's this cable from my, I don't know where, from my bed is coming. Yes. And according to the diagram, I want to have it sort of set up like this. If I can, like this. So that my cable is protected all the way through. And now I need to insert 2 screws from some angle that I cannot see. It's like 1,000,000 cables in one super small spot. That is what I can offer you today. All right, that's on. And the door will close. Okay, we're making progress. All right, so important. It is crucial to connect the PSU and HB cables in the correct order to the INC board. Positive wires must be connected to the positive slots, and there are two versions of the cables with different coloring schemes. Because why not? Where am I connecting? Oh, this is gonna be a disaster. So we have 2 different types of cables. And I have what kind of cables do I have? I've got what appears to be red with a black stripe. There is a red and black wire, positive wire, a whole red wire. All right, that's me. I'm version 2. Connect the wires from the PSU to the hotbed. So positive wire is the whole red. That is this one here, not this red and black one here. Okay. So this red wire is positive and this red and black wire is negative. And according to my instruction sheet, these two cables go here into the positive and the negative. And here would be these PSU cables that are in my way. Alright, PSU positive, PSU negative. Okay, next PSU positive, PSU negative. On the bright side, when you have to redo this 6 times, you're pretty efficient at it afterwards. Positive, negative. Okay. Red, black, red, black, red, black. That was harder than it should have been. Alright, so I think I've got them. These are 2 of the PSUs. This is my heat bed. The teeth are facing out on all of them. 4 done. Okay, so we're doing another check here. So we got red, red, black, black, according to the drawings. Red, red, black, black. And then again in here, got, you can't see it, red, black, red, black, red, black. Okay, so now my pressure plate needs to be installed here, but I have some wires in the way. So this wire here should be outside of this contraption, like so. Harder than hoped, like everything else. Okay, so to guide these cables out first, and then first these cables, and then these cables, and this is all getting twist tied together by itself. According to the instructions, somehow the LCD cables need to be at the back of this fiasco. Alright, sorry that you can't see anything, but all these cables are now zip tied here, and the PSU cables are almost at the back. It's as good as it's gonna get. Do not over tighten the zip tie. Cut the excess. That's going to cut them off. Somehow all these cables should nicely be hanging out up here, which they're not. So So you just let you hang and be in my way. Okay, a while ago, we never finished putting this through, so we have to do that now. We will get nothing accomplished today. Okay, so we have to go back. I actually put this all together and then I realized that I did it wrong because on step 31, it doesn't actually tell you to put this cable through the sleeve. So you need to make sure that that cable makes it into the sleeve, because if it doesn't go in later on, it's going to cause you a problem. So the cable here from the hot end needs to go into the sleeve in step 31. So I have to redo that, and then I can continue on to rehooking everything else up again. Okay, cable is all twisted up. So now let's try this again. In here, we have to get the filament has to go through this little hole here. And we don't want it to go and touch any of my cables. So here we've got my sleeve is about 3/4 of the way in, and you can't really see it, but my filament is way over here, not all the way through. Okay, so now I've got to screw this little piece up here. Okay, so this part is installed. Moving on to our next step. So I've already snaked these wires over from before. Mixer killing me. Okay, so somehow in all of this mess, I have to move things around. So these two cables need to run along the back here and then going to go around the filament here. And I'm not sure how any of this is going to stay in place. Okay. So I'm going to shove you back here. You need to go behind the filament, past these cables that are nicely in the way. And now, somewhere here, they're going to connect into these two ports. And this one here is P1, which has one stripe. And that's P2 has two stripes. So P1, hopefully there's no difference with how it goes in. Let me do P2 first. One stripe is P1, and P1 goes here. Okay, I don't know how you're expecting me to get you to cooperate. And stay in place. Let's pretend that's okay. Okay, next. X-axis motor is already connected. Connect the Y-axis motor labeled Y to make the loop with the cable like in the picture. So why is this cable here? I'm going to go up and down. And then Y goes into, my guess is this one here. Up and down and up. In some fashion you're supposed to go in. Okay, you stay in there. I think I'm catching none of this on video. So we're going XY. Next, the Z motor. Order doesn't matter, similar loops with the cables. So we go up, then down into Z. Z, and Z goes this way, up and down. Okay, and this Z also goes up and then loops in here. Alright, extruder motor cable labeled E goes somewhere and is in green. So that didn't work out. This cable is in the wrong spot. Hopefully I can get it out now. This goes Z and Z. This cable here, labeled E, goes into the bottom hole. Like so. May or may not go into the bottom hole. Alright. That's E. Guide the power panic cable like in the picture to connector to the right bottom corner. So this is my power panic cable. And he has to go up here, over this, kind of around here, and goes into something here. So up around, down, and somewhere here is a slot for it. There. Make sure to have a lot of extra cable. So you want to go this way and this way. Okay. Power panic cable goes all the way through here, like this, around and down. That goes there. Okay, now we have to have my 2 zip ties. So one zip tie goes up here and one goes right there. I have to have them bent a little bit, I can tell here. What am I doing? Zip ties go here and here. And they are bent a little bit to go in easier. Okay, I got my 2 zip ties in. That just stay there to get in the way. Next, we need to find my IR cable sensor. What is that one? Okay, this is this one. Here's my IR cable sensor. And based off of the diagram, I want this white cable to be facing this way. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but as I don't know any better, I'm going to follow what's on the diagram. And we want to make sure that it follows this path of most resistance. And I've got 2 sets of teeth here, 1 and 2. And it's saying to go into the bottom one. Okay, the cable does not stay, so we are in business. Next, we want the fan cable, which is this one here, and that connects to the fan cable to this box right next to my other one. Again, through this chaos of nonsense, and it's going into the bottom one. Now the part that I screwed up last time, nope, okay, so now I want this cable, my thick black wire, which is the Super Pinda sensor cable. This needs to go up here, right where my twist tie is, in a convenient spot. And we also need to be guided this way. So that's in. I think I missed the cable. Oh, I forgot my hot end cable. So that's this guy here. This is where I screwed up last time. So this cable here needs to go in. It's to a red and a black one, I think. Is it this one or is it this one? I'm going, it's this hot end thermistor cable. That's this guy here. Not to be mistaken with this hot bed cable, which has the same ending, because this one is used later. So this is where I screwed up last time. This cable also needs to go in through this channel, and this one connects right above my cable fan. Alright, that's in. Nothing is staying in place. Everything is a huge mess. You're supposed to be in here too. Why aren't you staying? Okay. Next, this cable here with the H on it. This guy goes right in here where my finger is, if you can see that. It's hard to see with all the million cables everywhere. Okay, you're in. Connect the hot end heater cable. Assuming that's this big guy, hot end heater cable. And you go right here into this spot, right there under the hot end. Now, which way do you go in? Okay, you go there. 9 cables in every direction. Slightly tie the cable bundles to the lower zip tie. Do not tighten the zip tie. Connect the hot end fan cable. Hot end fan cable. This is... Did I put the fan cable in the wrong spot? Print fan cable. What is the... Did I put the fans in the wrong spots? Which one is the print and... Oh, come on. This really should be labeled better, because I don't know which fan is which now. Which is my print end cable, and which one's my hot end fan cable. Hot end fan cable. So what fan cable did I do before? Print fan cable. Which one is the print fan cable? What does it look like? Okay, so this blue and red one, and blue, red, black cable that I installed is actually the hot end fan cable. So I've input it into the wrong spot. It actually needs to be pulled out. Good, I can't do that because it's under another one that can't be pulled out. Okay, and so this hot end cable, connect the hot end fan cable goes in here. Which must mean that this cable here is the print fan cable, because I don't have any other cables left. It's rat's nest in here. I don't think I have any cables left. Filament sensor. So we gotta make sure that everything is in the right spots, even though I don't know where anything goes. we're gonna start from the top. X, Y, 2 Z's, and an E. Got a red cable here. My power cables are plus minus plus minus. Y cross. That's the PSU cables and the heat bed. And I got my power panic cable here somewhere. I don't know. There it is, right down there. LCD cables are one stripe on the far side, two stripes on the close side. Super Pina, I assume that's this black one. So I think I have everything in here. I don't know. They really could have labeled the ends of the cables on all of these thermistors and power bits and fans, because it's really challenging to remember which step had which cable, because it's taken me about 4 weeks to get to this point and I really don't remember what fan was which one. So hopefully this is all installed correctly. I got a big rat's nest still, so I have to manage all these cables and get them cleaned up, but hopefully we can get this figured out and finish step 38 here, which has taken me way too long. And I'm tightening the zip tie here, although it doesn't tell me to yet, or if it does, I don't see where it is. And I have a whole rat's nest of cables down here, and I can't close my door, so I'm not totally sure what to do with that, so I'm gonna try to figure it out. The diagram they have in the book has much less chaos happening. Okay, I'm just gonna hold everything down and hope I can shut this in here without pinching anything. So my box closes. Now I get to put a screw in somewhere. Okay. Finalizing my case. Long screw in the hole. Make sure no wires are pinched. At this point in time, the wires can deal with themselves. I give up on them. My NC box is closed. I've already installed my rubber feet. And now I get to install more spool holders. Okay, spool holder. This piece faces down, and these two pieces go in here somehow. This is facing towards me. Clamp and take away take the arm on the right side, insert it gently. Right side, insert it gently. Okay. Rotate it insert it gently in the main part and start rotating it clockwise away from you. It should take about half a turn to lock the piece into place. Okay, take the arm on the left side, insert it gently counterclockwise, and it should take about half a turn. This assembly requires small torque. If you experience this issue, check the first locking mechanism for obstacles. Okay. Assembled. Okay, so I have to install this. It doesn't tell me which way it goes, but I'm looking at seems to be on the back side here, so okay, that's on. Okay, that's it. It's done. It's assembled. Okay, my printer is assembled. That last few steps there were very challenging. I would not want to do that again, although I have a feeling If anything breaks, I'll be trying to fix this. So it's all assembled. Chapter 8 is done. Now I have to do my pre-flight checks, which is chapter 9. Maybe one day I'll actually be able to put this baby into action. Chapter 8 probably took me about 4 hours to complete. I had to redo most of the wiring steps 2 to 3 times in order to get everything done. I do not look forward to ever having to redo that. And now, as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.